There's a weird kind of victory that can happen at RPG tables. The player wins a rules argument, and then everybody loses 10 minutes of momentum, the room gets tense, and now the dungeon feels vaguely like a courtroom. And look, questions are fine. Clarifying is fine. Catching a mistake, well, that's fine too. But arguing with the DM like you're trying to beat them, that's poison. And not because DM is a king on a throne. They aren't the god. Some might think they are, but they're not, all right? But it's because the DM is the person doing the real world assembly of your world. If you turn all that into some sort of debate club, the game slows down, trust evaporates, and sooner or later someone stops showing up, and that could be your DM. So today's collab is with DM Angelo, and it is about table respect. What it actually looks like, what players should do when they disagree, and the simple do this tonight method that keeps the game moving without anyone swallowing some sort of resentment. Now, the first thing I need to set straight right from the start is asking isn't arguing. Okay? Here. Asking is, hey, quick check. Are we doing VX Reprise as 1D, 1 to 2 under D6? That's a normal table question, right? That's asking for clarification. Arguing is, no, that's wrong. It should be this. I'm not doing it your way. That's not a question. That's a challenge. And most disagreements start because the player thinks they're defending correctness when what they're actually doing is trying to control the table in that moment. And in old school play, especially, the table runs on a simple reality. The DM has to make fast calls, not perfect calls, not internet consensus calls, fast calls to keep the dungeon crawl moving. Because the dungeon doesn't wait for you to finish your legalese closing arguments, okay? In a lot of modern games, the rules try to cover everything, and I understand that. But in a lot of OSR games, if not every OSR game, the rules cover the core. The rest is pretty much adjudication. And that's not a flaw. That's a feature. And it's why you can try weird plans. It's why you can improvise. It's why the referee can respond to player creativity without flipping through a 400-page rulebook that never ends. But that flexibility only works if the table accepts one basic truth. The DM's ruling in the moment is the ruling. Not forever. Okay? Not carved in stone, but for now. So the game continues. The game doesn't stall. If you don't accept that, you don't have an old school dungeon crawl. You have, I don't know, a stalled car with 5 people arguing about the owner's manual and how to fix it or how to get it started or how to get it. Okay. So, all right. We'll do a mini scenario. The party is in a dungeon corridor. They've got one torch burning. Time matters. And they say, we search for secret doors. And the DM says, cool. All right. I can give you details. So, you know what? Roll your 1 and 6. The one player goes, well, actually, elves get a 2 and 6 chance. Also, we're searching the whole corridor. So we should get multiple rolls. And if we're tapping the walls, we should get a bonus. And also, we should be able to do it while moving. Now, any one of those might be reasonable at the table, maybe a reasonable point. But here's what happened, okay? Here's what just happened at some DM's table. The torch timer stopped because, well, it stopped feeling real. The tension drained out of the whole situation. And everyone not in the argument stopped playing and started waiting for this argument to play out. And the worst part? Even if the player is technically correct, the way they did it made it a conflict instead of a correction. So, what do I think the player should do instead? Take one clean shot in a moment. Excuse me, quick rules check. Are we using the BXL 2 and 6 for secret doors at your table? That's it. One sentence, no speech, no piling on. And if the DM says, not tonight, just roll 1d6. The correct play move is, all right, got it. Because the goal is not to win the rule. The goal is to keep the table moving. Keep the action alive. So here's the truth. Most tables learn the hard way. The DM is not your opponent. My God. But they're also not your servant or your employee or your, I don't know. Yeah, I guess servant. Yeah, they're not your servant. See, the DM is the person that carries the load. They do the prep, they do the adjudication, the pacing, and they keep 4, 5, 6, however many different player brains are sitting at that table, moving in the same direction to keep the session progressing. If you treat that person, your DM, like they're on trial, you're teaching them that running the game is a miserable experience. And if you're thinking, well, the DM should just have thicker skin, all right, sure, maybe. But the table is a relationship. You don't win relationships by being technically correct with shitty manners. Okay? Respect at the table is mostly this: give the DM room to run, give the players room to play. Save the deep rules talks for later, after the session. Now, the common mistake is thinking, well, if I don't correct this right now, it becomes the rule forever. And so you panic and you push and you keep pushing. I'm going to offer you what I think is a simple fix, a simple procedure. And you can call it what you want. I guess the obvious thing to call it is the rules dispute procedure. What you do is you ask, you cite, you accept, and you note. So, ask once, briefly. I would say concisely, but briefly. 2, if you have it, cite once. I think it's on page X, or I think BX does it this way. Accept the ruling immediately and note it for after the session. That's it. Now, do you all notice what's missing? Negotiating, debating, persuading, relitigating, arguing. Because the dungeon is not the place to hold a rules seminar. And the noted part matters because it tells your brain, I'm not surrendering, I'm postponing. And that diffuses the urge to keep poking the bear. If your group likes structure, keep a literal rules note card on the table. When something comes up, it goes on the card. You revisit it after the session or between sessions, like adults who still want to be friends, right? That's the whole point of gaming. If you could possibly, if it's an ongoing group, you're gaming with friends. Now, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. A lot of table arguments happen because somebody half remembers a rule or remembers it from a different edition, or saw a house rule on the internet and thinks it's canon. So if you're going to challenge a ruling mid-session, you'd better be ready for the possibility that you're, mistaken. And if you're mistaken, the respectful move is to say, yeah, my bad, I'm sorry. That sentence saves tables, and most importantly, it saves friendships. Now, this part is important. Don't argue with the DM doesn't mean never speak up. I'm not saying that. You should absolutely speak up if the DM misheard your plan or misunderstood your intent or forgot an established fact, or you're about to walk into a consequence based on a wrong assumption. That's not arguing. That's keeping the shared imaginary play space consistent. So, for example, just so we're clear, I said I was staying back by the door, not going into the room. That's fine. That's not a debate. That's correct in the picture in everyone's head. And if something feels unfair or personal, don't swallow it and stew. You handle it the right way. In private, if possible, calm and specific. Hey, can we talk later? I felt I wasn't getting heard when I tried to explain my plan. And that's it. That's respect too. So here's the checklist you can use tonight. I'll make this I'll pin this as a comment. It's short, it's practical, and it should save time in your sessions, maybe even save your sessions. Assume good faith. Start from the DM is trying to run a fun game, not the DM is trying to screw me. Ask once, clearly, one sentence, no speeches. If you have a reference, give it once, not 3 different sources, not searching your phone trying to find it on Google. Not everybody knows. No. Accept the ruling immediately. Okay, got it. And then play. And then write it down for later. Rules note card, phone note, whatever. Just don't litigate it at the table. Protect pacing. If the table's energy is dropping, drop it. Even if you're right. And never recruit the table to your side. Bid fight. What do I mean? Don't turn to the other players and say, tell him I'm right. That's how you split a group. Not good. And here's the one sentence that covers almost all of it. We'll go with your ruling now. I'll ask again after the session. Okay. If you adopt this as a habit, your DM will trust you, and trust is what gets you leeway, better rulings, and a table that lasts, right? Here, we'll do a second mini scenario because the party's negotiating with dungeon denizens. Reaction roll comes up bad. The DM starts playing them as hostile. And the player says, no, they shouldn't be hostile. We offer them food, and my character is charismatic. Also, in my backstory, I know their language. Now, some of that might matter, but you can't pile it up like you're submitting a legal brief. The respectful version is quick check. Can I mention I'm offering food and I speak their language before we lock into hostility? And the DM says yes, great, or the DM says too late, the roll stands. Go, all right, and adapt. Because here's the OSR truth. Okay? Bad shit happens. The game is built to survive it. You pivot, you retreat, you bribe, you fight, you bargain again later. Arguing is often a way to dodge uncertainty. And uncertainty is actually probably the point of the dungeon, right? Now, I don't want to forget this one. This one last piece. The DM has responsibilities too. I might be talking to players, but I am usually a DM. And fellow DMs, respect is a two-way street. If you want players to accept your rulings, make them easier to accept. Be consistent when you can. Explain quickly when it helps. I'm calling it this way to keep things moving. Admit your mistakes without drama, and don't use because I said so as a justification. Because even with a great DM, the table still needs a player side rule. Don't turn rulings into fights. Because once it becomes a habit, every call becomes a potential argument, and the session becomes exhausting. So here's the takeaway, right? Players don't argue with the dungeon master, not because the DM is above you, but because the game collapses when every call becomes a contest. Ask your question cleanly, all for your reference once. Accept the ruling, make a note, talk after the session. DMs, respect your players. Don't make something personal that isn't personal. So that's how you keep tension in the dungeon where it belongs, against the monsters, the traps, and the burning torch. Not against each other. If this helped, hit subscribe. Don't forget to watch DM Angelo's take on this. I put out practical OSR tools and table procedures you can actually use at your next session. Thank you, and God bless.